Hello America, it's me again. I tend to go on and on. Got a good night's rest, feeling a lot better. About sweat myself to depletion last night, standing in front of these hot lights. I'm going to try to make this quick, which I never do, so I guess that's sort of a lie in the truth. The first thing I want to touch off on is you, the YouTuber. I know a lot of you young people, for some odd reason, you seem to find a lot of silliness, and some of it's funny. Let me be the first one to point that out. Some of it's brilliant. Some of you take the time. You're well thought. You plan your videos very well. But I want to take this moment to ask you to take your camera and turn it away from yourselves, and I need you to start looking around you. We need to start finding some things in America, and what we're looking for are FEMA camps. And you may not recognize it as a FEMA camp, or you may not recognize the idea that it may be FEMA, but what you're going to be looking for are trucks around it that have been new trucks, federal trucks. They're going to have government plates on them, all hanging about. Military installations, former military installations. Most of them are going to be along railroad tracks because apparently that's the way they're going to start doing things. They're going to start moving us all by rail. I'm calling for the young people to film otherwise previously deserted buildings, rebuilt. They're going to have fence line around them. They're going to have barbed wire around them. A few of them have been noted. One of them was in Indiana, and another fella came along and said, I live right beside this place, and Monday through Saturday it's a very busy place, but on Sunday of course it's dead. I guess that's when they went in and filmed it. But I still don't understand why electrified fence around a train yard, or at least a loading station that's otherwise dead. We're going to have a lot of white noise in the background because I have neighbors. That's just how it goes. I know I made a call out to some doctors and some people who actually know what's going on, and I'm going to use something, and I'm going to cram it right in the screen, so I don't know if it's going to focus right away, so bear with me. This right here, we're not going to go with the product. This is a PLU system, or a barcode system. You find it in a lot of major grocery stores. A lot of these items are used for just identification. When I went through that, a lot of major grocery stores use these for identification. They know how many they sell, blah blah blah, and that's a video for itself in another time, but we'll deal with that then. Anyway, point of these FEMA camps, and we're not talking about New Orleans, bless your hearts. I know you're suffering and enduring a lot as a result, which raises another question that we'll get to a little bit further along in this video. The fact of the matter is these barcodes, or PLUs, however you want to refer to them, they're a little more than a tattoo. Jews were tattooed during World War II. In order to identify them, their names were taken down. Not a lot of these logs or records were kept. It was like they just, I don't know, tattooed these people, took their registry number, sent them off to death, and then threw the book away. There were very few recorded names remaining. These were people who were considered to be anti-German. It didn't matter if you were a political activist, like so many in this country, who have the guts to say to their neighbor what they think, but they don't have the guts to speak out loud toward anyone of authority. It doesn't make you a coward. It doesn't, but it does make you concerned, and that's who I'm trying to reach. To the young people, I know you have a lot of time on your hands. It's summer now. A lot of you don't have school, so I want you to start turning away from the foolishness that you've been doing. You can go back to it when this is all said and done, and we'll enjoy your videos just the same under a new free nation, and we'll all love you for it. Because you'll be considered true American patriots who got in the way of an otherwise horrible system. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on the time because I'm sick of getting cut off, so I want to try to make some logical sense of this. First of all, moving on, my big question about Katrina, Hurricane Katrina, was FEMA camps, and why didn't our government allow average citizens to go in and help? Were they afraid of the looting? Is that their point? Because a lot of these people just wanted to help. They just wanted to get in there. Kanye West pointed out that George Bush didn't care about black people. I'm not gonna try to comment on that. But what Kanye actually said made a lot of sense, and we all love him for it. Mike Myers looked at him like he was crazy, but you know what? Mike Myers, you're Canadian. What do you care? Go back to Canada, eh? And enjoy it, because you don't have to put up with what we're going through here. And I know it affects you because it affects the whole world. And if that insulted you, I'm sorry. But the fact of the matter is Kanye somewhat right. Even his wife was recently said that she just doesn't like black people. They just unsettle her. And Mrs. Bush, before they were black, and after they were black, and are still black, they're still Americans, and they still vote. And that shouldn't sway your opinion or your apology. But the fact of the matter is Americans here now, all Americans, regardless of who you are, we need to make change in this country. We do. And everyone in America needs to speak up. So before a PLU system gets tattooed on you, just prior to your execution, and your records are kept and disappeared, or worse, we are the grocery store of the universe, and a PLU is tattooed on you. That way when they go shopping for you, they'll know where to find you. They know how delicious you are. So I guess I don't know what my point is there, or if there is a point, but these FEMA camps have me terribly concerned, because if they truly are concentration camps, it makes a lot of sense. Why else would they be building large burning ovens in buildings that otherwise and previously had no heat? And I mean, they're building ovens. They're not building like a furnace to keep you warm. They are building massive industrial ovens that can only mean one thing. The stench of human blood, skin, and flesh is going to be getting a good practice run there. People that I want to call out to are military staffers, and I know you've taken an oath. You've taken an oath to the Constitution. You haven't taken an oath to this government. You haven't taken an oath to the President. He may order you to go fight, just like I was, which was my problem, which is why I had to go. There were some other underlying things in there, and we'll get into that a little bit further on, because if I'm going to stand here and speak out, I'm at least going to come clean about who I am, and that's a little bit further about down the road. The fact of the matter is we're running out of time, America, and we need to know where these places are, and we need to know why they exist. So jumping around the World Trade Center, it was sort of the same thing. Why weren't average Americans allowed to go help? Because when I was willing to drop everything I had in order to go help a nation in trouble, there were more than one call from the press, which segues another, more than one call from the press not to rush to New York, not to help. And why weren't scientists and other people of power and prestige allowed to view the remains of these buildings? Why was everything so quickly shuffled off of the site? And these people who suffered, to you, let me give a personal call to you, that I want to say that I'm really sorry for your loss, and if what I'm saying is slanderous to your posthumous citizen, believe me, there's a point to it, and we're going to get to the bottom of all this, because as Americans, it's our duty. We can't just stand down and look away. We can't turn our eyes away from this. We all have to look to it. Flight 93 that landed in Colorado, or in Ohio, I'm sorry, had absolutely no bodies in it. The regional coroner, and I actually made this phone call myself. The fact of the matter is there were no bodies. There was no one that the coroner had to see. No one. There were no human bodies to be cleaned up. It was just a great big garbage pile out in the middle of a field, tucked alongside of some trees. So America, we need to know what happened. And the Pentagon, if you worked that day and you actually saw what happened, you need to make a video. I know the CIA or the FBI told you to shut your mouth, but the fact of the matter is America, we have a freedom of speech, and in order to keep this country safe and to not be compromised by terrorists who are apparently our own government, we all need to step up, and we need to start speaking, and we need to do it now, and we need to do it fast, because the fact of the matter is these are un-American activities. These people who are saying these things and telling you to hold your tongue and to be patient, there's a point. The point is soon you're next. And for all you government employees who've been assured some type of quality of life afterward, whatever the afterward is, the New World Order is the people's New World Order, because we are a government of, for, and by the people. And we're going to prove it, not just now, but forever. And as long as this country remains sovereign as it is under the Constitution by a group of men who were Masons, who wore lambskins, the fact of the matter is, we'll help you.